Hello everyone, and needless to say, the anniversary hype setting has been pushed so high, the lever has in fact snapped off and has been used to shank the non-believers. Which I'm okay with, but this also means there's a lot of awesome stuff to talk about and something to theory out, which I think I kind of called a while ago, or at least it's something that I very much talked about and wanted and would be great for the game. So, a lot of stuff has been revealed, and I know I'm a little bit late on this, but I wanted to wait to have, you know, a lot of stuff to talk about instead of making a separate 2-minute video on each tiny bit of information to milk my viewers for as much as possible. Sorry, where did that come from? What? Alright, so first let's get the easy stuff out the way. We have ourselves anniversary skins, and they are being confirmed put into the classic loot box. So I was kind of right, just not as extreme as I suggested. And honestly, I mean, they're fine. The 4 skins that we got to see, they're not exactly going to blow anyone away. I mean, Bastion gets what I think is somewhere between a downy woodpecker or a hairy woodpecker. It's got that kind of patterning, so that's very interesting. Maybe I'm focusing on the wrong things. Either way, I do like the Bastion one. It's fine. The Pharah one just looks like slightly modified normal Pharah with a hood. The soldier one is kinda cool. Having the permanent visor like that is very neat, and I do like just how super soldier kinda reminds me of Crisis, honestly. And then the Zarya skin, I will say, isn't amazing, but it's her best skin, which isn't hard, because, you know, her best skin is shit, but this one at least is something worth wearing, so that's great. So that's the skins. We also got the fact that everybody's getting a dance emote. And it looks like they are very much based off an appropriate background for the hero, which is very, very cool. So we can now slash dance in Overwatch, which, look, I don't know how much we needed this, but I do know how much we wanted this. And I think that's pretty cool. We can have ourselves some straight dance-offs, and it does make me happy, because the more the emote system grows, the more actions we can have each character taking. Obviously, the more diverse the game we have, and ultimately, if we keep this going, I totally see Overwatch having a roleplay scene. I'm just saying, alright? Everything develops one, and if we keep getting emotes for everything, it's gonna happen. It is. But by far and away, the most interesting thing to talk about today is the confirmed revealed tease of 4 new arena maps. Now, the thing is, Arena isn't a category of game mode in Overwatch. Now, I know you're thinking, Eco Point, Antarctica, 3v3, 1v1, but that's technically known as elimination. So, what's going on here? Well, very, very exciting things. Potentially. So let's talk about this. Firstly, the maps themselves. It looks like we are extending upon existing maps. This is great, because obviously Jeff has said the maps are very big, i.e. the area of the world they are located in. I mean, they're entire cities and stuff, and we fight on, like, what, 1 or 2 streets? So I do love the idea of adding, air quotes, new maps by just opening up new areas of existing ones. Hell, even tease the idea that when Junkenstein's Revenge comes back around, which it will, we might end up going through the door and fighting in the castle itself as an expansion upon it. So I like this as a concept. Flesh out more of the existing known world, and you can do that via different maps for different game modes. In fact, Hanamura is a prime example, because you can have that control point map, but like in Heroes of the Storm, there's a payload version. Maybe if we shift like a couple 100 meters to the left, there's an area on Hanamura perfect for payload, and I really like that. But I'm getting kind of tendentially distracted here. Let's talk the maps. We have ourselves a little bit of Dorado, including a Sombra hideout, which is just booping good. Then we have ourselves a more overgrown version of Eichenwald to play around with, and finally a little bit of Anubis. So, what's going on here? Well, as I sees it, there are, I'm gonna say, 5 potential options for what's going on here, and they are do having oh words, they are do having supporting from previous data mines. I'm gonna commit to that sentence, so don't you judge me. Number 1, They are simply more variations for 3v3 and 1v1 elimination that you can get when you queue for those modes in the arcade. The support for this is that Antarctica Eco Point, I guess I'm just saying words in whatever order I feel like today, was originally known as an arena map. It was revealed as such, so the fact that these maps have been known as arena map reveals shouldn't necessarily take away from the possibility they are just to diversify that very popular arcade mode. However, we also see the fact that there is a spawn door on the Anubis one, and you don't get that while fighting elimination on Eco Point. You do, however, during skirmish while waiting for players, so it could just be as simple as that. But this is the most normal, boring, I guess, but also expected result of this. Just to diversify the map pool for a popular but limited map-wise game mode. Easy. However, let's roll on to option 2. We are getting a actual supported game mode involving the elimination arena-y stuff. You know, ranked, actual support as a proper legitimized game mode in Overwatch. Not just a bit of a right mess around in Arcade, which I personally am all for. That is something I've craved. I've talked about it before. It would be great for the game to give players who like different styles of play their own competitive environment to thrive in. Because as I explained in detail in my previous video about the awesomeness and viability of Arena as a proper competitive thing, the one thing that objective-based gameplay doesn't test in its purest form is your ability to beat enemy player in fight irrelevant of the objective. Now, obviously, you have to be good at killing enemies in the objective game modes, but that's not really your focus now, is it? So I have always been craving a game mode that simply rewards player X's ability to use hero better and kill player Y. Because I think that killing skill in its purest form should also be celebrated in Overwatch. It doesn't hurt anyone. I mean, yes, you might argue it splits the player base, but I wouldn't say significantly enough to be a problem. But the idea that you could have a whole subset of people playing competitive ranked elimination or arena, however you want to call it, that is great. So it could be enough maps to add legitimacy to that game mode and make it its own proper thing that isn't just a fun mess around on the arcade. Number 3. This is where we start to get a little bit cool. So, have any of you played World of Warcraft? I'm going to assume a few of you have, maybe not everyone. I have a lot. I don't want to admit how many hours. Oh, to be young again. But I will say that in WoW, there is a really cool PvP arena system. It's called Arena, and, you know, that already gets me, you know, very, very hype-cited. And that arena system works as thusly. You have 2v2, 3v3, 5v5. Let's focus on 3v3, because that's the one in Overwatch. You queue, you kill the enemy, or you die, and then it's over. Basically works like 3v3 in Overwatch on Eco Point Antarctica. However, once you've won, you gain ranking, and you can lose it and gain it, and you go up and down a leaderboard, and at the end of a season you gain rewards based on your end of season rank. And those rewards are really freaking cool. Like, really cool. Very exclusive for the highest end. And what is the highest end known as in WoW? Well, it's known as the Gladiator. And we have a data mined voice line from ages ago, which now gives a little bit more credence to this way later down the line, because we have the voice line Gladiator. We also have the voice line Challenger, which is the name for the people who didn't do great in Arena, but they got the minimum reward possible, the Challenger reward. And then we also have the voice line of Athena going, "Welcome to the arena."
Now entering the arena.
So what if Arena is being legitimized in a sort of WoW arena structure where you can actually have a consistent team, consistent ranking, and work on it within the competitive season of Overwatch? What if the competitive season of Overwatch wasn't just competitive as we know it at the moment on the maps and modes that we know it, but there are various different facets of competitive Overwatch? There is what is your competitive as it currently is now, rating? What is your competitive arena rating? Later down the line, what is your competitive X game mode rating? And that could be really cool. You can work on different things, then the seasons remain the same, and you get rewards based on your rank in each competitive thing. I think that would be awesome, and the evidence for this outside of the voice lines is that Blizzard really, especially recently, love borrowing good ideas from each other's games. WoW has got a load of Diablo systems in, and it's the best it's ever been. Hell, every game bar StarCraft has a brawl-like system that Hearthstone pioneered. So there really is a big focus on taking the good, awesome, addicting bits from various Blizzard games, refining it and changing it for the medium that it's going into, so card game to FPS, for example, and then making it work. And it's a great idea. I commend them for doing it. But what did I just say? Card game to FPS. So there's the Hearthstone arena, right? Number 4. What if we have a Hearthstone arena-esque system, but in Overwatch? Let's say it's 1v1. You go on a Overwatch arena run. You queue. If you win, you keep going. 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 Until you lose once or 3 times or however many, then you are done. This again is supported by the Challenger Gladiator, because maybe the Challenger is someone who's new, the Gladiator is someone who's been going for a while and has won loads. But even more so, this is supported by the fact that we have various voice lines from heroes seemingly gaining loot, i.e. cosmetics rewards for them.
What magnificent treasure is this? Ooh, I wonder what I got. I could use some new gear.
So maybe if you do this arena run as a certain hero, you get far enough, you maybe get a guaranteed legendary skin for them? Something along those lines, and we have various sound effects for seemingly congratulations, you did well, and commiserations, you did bad. So what if we do have that system in Overwatch? How freaking amazing would that be? Going on a elimination game mode arena run in the game. I think that would be so much fun, and is certainly completely viable given what's going on here. And then we also have some more littler options, okay? We have the fact that it could be just a winner stays on mode that you keep going, and no matter how far you get, you keep amping up your rewards up to a cap, and then you collect them. That would also mean Challenger Gladiator, you know? We just have a complete, consistent winner stays on. Hell, you could even have AI survival mode, because they have been toying with loads of AI stuff recently, and they really enjoy doing it. You survive wave after wave after wave after wave, and then you get rewards based on what's happening. That would be absolutely fantastic. Hell, we could even have a 6v6 in this style of gameplay. I mean, there are a lot of options that you could go with here. I mean, yes, likely, as I said, it's just to diversify the elimination map pool, and while that's still good, it'd be a little bit sad if that's all that it is. But one thing seems sure: no matter what form it takes, we are in for some sort of mode in Overwatch where you do win something tangible as your reward for doing well within the mode. And that's very fucking exciting. Though I do think, on the point of the phrasing of these types of maps, I think the Overwatch team considers arena maps to be maps where the enemy is to be killed as the objective, because 1v1 is known as Mystery Duel, 3v3 is known as Elimination, but they both take place on potentially arena maps. So we could just be seeing different types of the enemy needs to die game modes be implemented, which is very exciting in and of itself. Honestly, talking of the Spawn Door and Anubis, maybe we might actually get a team deathmatch first to X amount of kills all-out fight, which would be cool on all of its own. I'm not even going to finish the sentence. One thing I would like to see is opening it up to 6v6, because then we have a lot more meta viability options than just basically Anna and Roadhog stomping 3v3. Also, you know, in Overwatch, you can't really have the buy-in of Hearthstone Arena. Yes, you could play cosmetic currency for it, which I guess would actually work. It'd be worth the risk if you get something good as the reward, but I don't know, winning cosmetics isn't exactly the same as winning cards, because you play the game with cards, whereas cosmetics don't really matter, but it could just be a nice bonus on top of the enjoyment of the actual game mode. So, basically, the TLDR, there is a very good chance we are getting a legitimized game mode where the objective is to kill your opponent that actually matters, is not just a fun little arcade thing, maybe with its own ranking system, team system, leaderboard, season system, where you do win tangible things for doing well. And whatever form those factors take, I am very excited to see it, because that is legitimately my dream modes and something I've wanted in Overwatch for so long. So please, Blizzard, legitimize arena re-elimination as a mode. Please do it. I need it. My name has been Rage. What are you most excited for the anniversary? Let me know. Like you've enjoyed this and subscribe for more. I will see you next time. Oh, good boy. You've been watching